Hi there, in this video I want to share with you how people make money online using their skills, their knowledge, their experience, their education, even if they haven't got a marketing background, even if they've got no idea how to make money using websites, they're not marketers, they're not designers, any of that. I'm going to show you the income opportunities available to you if you have zero business experience, you've got zero experience making money online. I'm going to show you the opportunities that are out there for you to go out there and find for yourself. Usually I work with marketing agencies to help them increase their prices and sell more projects, but I've seen a slew of god-awful advice on the internet. This has actually been spurred by a friend of mine who, what I would call a technician, that meant that she was very good at her job. She was really good at a particular skill, and for one reason or another she lost her job and she decided to start making money online. And she was immediately targeted by kind of fake business gurus who sell courses on how to make money online, and it's insane. I mean, it's like, you know, $2,000, $3,000, this kind of stuff, these courses. And the advice is so generic that I wanted to share with you for free how businesses make money online, how you can make money online with your skills, with your experience. Even if you've got no idea how to start going online, I'm going to take you through the basic, where I'm going to go through the absolute fundamentals of making money online coming from a technician background. Okay, so the first thing we're going to split up is actually understanding what a business is. And this is a business, right? You have sales and marketing. And I think this is the bit that most people get put off with and they get most afraid with, because you then also have operations, which is also known as technicians. And most people, there we go. You'll have to get used to my spelling, by the way, throughout this. And then you have administration. Now, most people have got an idea of roughly what these entail, but education, the school system, your classic education, and probably the majority of your work has been focused on you building up skills in this particular area, in the technician area. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's good. You need to have a skill set to bring to the market. That's why this video is how people make money online today with their skills, with their experience, their education, and all of that. Admin inside a business is stuff like taxes, running the business, company's house if you're based in the UK, HMRC, it's all this stuff. It's stuff that you have to have within the business. It's like a necessary evil in order to run a business. So that's things like measuring your income, invoices, all this kind of stuff. So if you think of this part as delivering the work, actually delivering the job, this part is basically what enables the business to run in a lawful society. And sales and marketing, even if you have come from a sales and marketing background, chances are what you have actually done is increased your technicians or your operations ability. Even if you worked in sales, even if you worked in marketing, although there is some translation, the majority of what you are probably doing is actually delivering sales and marketing technical work for another business. Doing the sales and marketing work for your own business is very, very different. There are absolutely some overlaps. And if you've got zero marketing background, you've got zero sales background, that's not a problem. I'm going to show you still how to make money. The long and short is that money comes in via sales and marketing. The more sales and marketing you do, the increase in income you will generate from your business. That money then gets split between operations and administration. And it comes out here, and this gets passed to the customer, because through them paying you through the sales and marketing route, and that's it, and we're going to talk about what that actually is, they are delivered through operations, your technical skill and expertise, through a variety of different methods. And then a certain portion of this goes over to administration in order to help with things like tax, staff, whatever. But when you're starting out, when it's only you, you're going to do all three of these. But even if you are the world's best technician at making cakes, setting up firework displays, writing books, graphic design, whatever, it doesn't matter what your technical skill is, you're going to have to do some sales and marketing. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to become a salesperson necessarily, even though I obviously don't believe there's anything wrong with that. So that is basically how a business works. And what I want to show you is the different sales and marketing strategies that you can use, or that anyone uses online, in order to deliver more results to your customers. Let me know in the comments down below if this already, the business triangle, as I call this, let me know in the comments down below if this is already helping out and making sense. So let's start looking at some of the methods that people use to make money online. So one of the reasons that I wanted to do this video and this series of videos is that the advice that I see in a lot of the paid courses is so generic and mainstream and unfocused and frankly watered down and diluted and very, very weak. It's stuff like make sure you find a passion, make sure that you deliver high quality work, don't ever scam the customer, and all of that is so fucking obvious that it defies logic that anyone would even try to put a course together and say, yeah, this is worth $3,000. Now, I absolutely sell courses for thousands of dollars. However, they are focused on a hyper-specific niche, a hyper-specific audience of people. We're going to talk about that in another video, but what I wanted to do is just open up the multitude of ways that people make money online with their knowledge, skills, and expertise. It's almost a cliche that the world's best photographer doesn't make as much money as the photographer that goes out, even if they're mediocre, and markets themselves appropriately. That's because they've opened themselves up to the world of different ways of making money out there. So what I'm going to do is go through the different methods of making money online, even if you have zero marketing and sales background, that are free to set up, they're incredibly quick to set up, and this is how people are making money, including myself. So these are 7 different examples, and they're not exhaustive. It's not every example, but in my opinion, these are the 7 easiest areas to start making money in. There are pros and cons to each area. Some of these you might have heard of, some of them you may never have heard of before. Some of them you might look at and think there's absolutely zero way that I could create something around that. I promise you that no matter what it is that you do, if you are a graphic designer, if you're a fine artist, if you make cakes, if you are a coffee connoisseur, if you're a fishing expert, if you're a marketing consultant, if you're a leadership and inspirational speaker, anything and everything, our job in this video is taking your knowledge, skills, expertise, and experience and sharing it with the world. So I want to start with an analogy, the easiest one for us. I used to be a chef, and if I had 40 seats, or covers as we call them in the restaurant, that means that in a dinner service, I could maybe get 2 rounds in. So I could serve 80 people, got 40 covers, but it means that if I was to serve like 2 lots of people, that's 2 lots of 40, which is 80, right, in an evening. However, I can only make money when I am there inside the restaurant. If I hire staff, great, they can do the work and they can cook and be front of house, but even as the owner, I physically need human beings inside. That is what we would call selling services and products. That is the most standardized way of selling a product and serving your audience. We're not going to get into niching or what the products are or anything, but let's say that as a restaurant owner, I wanted to start making money that meant that I didn't have to have staff there. It meant that rather than having and working with one person or one table at a time, I could work with 80 people, 100 people, 120 people, 1,000 people, and it wouldn't really affect my bottom line. So what I could start doing is I could start inviting people into the kitchen at the weekend or midweek, as I probably wouldn't do it at the weekend, this is the busiest time. Midweek, come in, I'm going to show you how to make some of the meals. We're going to put aside the idea that a lot of people get afraid and think, well, if I teach someone how to do this, they won't want to continue eating with me. Assume that if I'm telling you how to do this, that there are also thousands of other people who know how to do this, and there are millions of people who are already doing this. No one buys a book, a famous TV chef, and then thinks, well, I never need to eat there again. It's quite the opposite. We find that actually creating new products and services and allowing people to learn and understand from us actually increases the likelihood that they'll buy from us. Selling services and products is probably the easiest method of selling something and making money, but it's also the most labor intensive. Usually it's the most labor intensive. So I start opening it up and I say, well, what you can do is you can come into my kitchen, I'll show you. Now, chances are you can probably only do that maybe once a day. And so you start saying to your customer list who still want this, you go, how about we all go to the grocery store, to the shop. In the UK we have Tesco's and Waitrose and Sainsbury's and whatever you have, Whole Foods. You say, I'm going to go around shopping with you, I'm going to pick out the ingredients. So again, we're thinking about a different way of delivering the product, but it's still quite labor intensive. How about this time you say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write up a Google Doc or a Word doc of all the ingredients that you're going to need. I'm going to take you through that process, and then we're going to join in an online class. You just need to grab grab your phone or your laptop or your tablet, and we'll cook alongside. Now that is hyper scalable. Even though you're doing the exact same thing as you would be inside your kitchen with 10 people, commercial kitchens are usually very small. If you do that with 10 people, there would be an infinite number of people you could do that with, even though it's essentially the same product and service because you're training them. So that's what I would then call live calls and coaching, where you give them some kind of information, some kind of document, and you say, these are the ingredients you're going to need. I want you to go out and buy them, come back, and at 7 o'clock, we're going to cook all together. You could sell that to 10 people. You could sell that to 100 people. It actually doesn't matter because it's only your time then that gets used up. So we've got selling services and products, which requires you to be there. It's the easiest, and often what a lot of businesses do is they'll have all of these other products, but this will be their premium product. So if you, for example, teach someone to bake cakes, or you are a literary agent, or you're a marketing and leadership consultant, they might want to work with you. I'm not saying get rid of that. What I'm saying is you'll have a lot of other methods for making money online. So all the other stuff that we're going to talk about, you're going to find that it'll actually increase the likelihood that someone buys this, the service and product from you, and it also increases the likelihood that they'll want to pay more. Well, actually, I'm going to figure out a way of doing live calls and coaching, even if it's just in a Facebook group. You say it's going to be $100 or $19 a month or £23 or whatever, and I'm going to teach you live how to do this thing there and then, and we're going to work through it over an hour or 2 hours or whatever. Then what I want you to do is to record that. We'll talk about the technology later, but there's tons of technology available to record it. Your phone can probably do it. There is technology available online. There's a business called StreamYard.com that allows you to go live on Facebook and YouTube and do something live, but also record it. So you can record it and then you can package it up and sell it as training. Now, there's no reason that if you were to sell that, let's just say you sell this for $100, okay? You sell the live for $100. There's no reason why, if you didn't hit record and package it up, and again, we'll talk about the technology. Don't worry about that yet. Talk about the technology later. You record it, and then you create a small course or training that you can't also sell that for $100. Now, you don't even have to be live to teach that same thing. Let's say that you want to teach them how to, and we'll do a few different things. First of all, you want to teach them how to take a perfect photograph. So I'm going to need you to bring your camera. I'm going to need you to have a specific lens. We need to take your phone and then go out into a massive playing field. Everyone's got them one nearby, and we're going to talk about how to take very basic landscape photography using your camera, and we're going to do it live. If you then package that up and sell it, it means that if you were to record it, you can sell it over and over and over and over and over. You know that it sells because you've already sold it live, and that means you have a product, therefore, that sells. Now, I absolutely do not believe in passive income, but I do believe in scalable income, and this means that this can sell courses and training, I should say, over and over and over, and you don't have to touch anything. You can just work on the selling part. Remember, we have that triangle where we have sales, we have operations, and we have admin. If you increase the sales, you'll also increase the amount of people who buy. And that means that, however, it becomes more profitable because you don't have to deliver any of this. So a few other areas. So we've talked about selling services and products, which is your standardized operating process. You then got live calls and coaching. You've got courses and training. Now there's another area, which is digital products. Now this could be anything along the lines of, this is not that dissimilar to courses, to online products. It also can include really small things like really quick documents and templates and cheat sheets, like a series of PDFs. I've even got some floating around here, which I've paid for. Some of these are, $97, $50, $10 here or there. It doesn't really matter about the price. And they're just cheat sheets or they're worksheets. We can do software. It's quite easy. If you've got a product or service and you can teach someone to do it live, I'll guarantee that you can make a piece of software out of it. Now, I don't want us to go into the software route yet because it's very expensive and you have to have a large audience first. But there are ways of creating digital products, even to the point where it's basic recipe books. And yet you think, yeah, but people give away recipes for free on their blog all the time. And you're absolutely right, they do. But there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to put together a cheat sheet or a recipe book for a specific type of meal or for a specific type of product. Thug Kitchen did this really well. They had a free online blog talking about vegan cooking, and then they packaged that up as a PDF, all of their blog posts, and sold it, and then it became a best-selling book. There's also things like audio training. There's loads of different stuff. I love creating digital products, but we'll talk a bit about that. Next up, there's two things which are areas you might not be aware of yet. There's a thing called white label products and affiliate marketing, and these exist for everything. Okay, I'm not going to get into the depths because this in itself is like a 3 or 4 hour video. Affiliate marketing basically means you use products all the time. Off the top of my head, so I've got Yeti here, which is like a cooler brand in the US. In the UK, we don't really have it. There would be a way for me to be able to sell Yeti products without having to ever have any in store. And if I say, just go to this website, yeti.com/Mike Killen, and I'll give you a 10% discount or whatever, or even if they don't get a discount, Yeti will give you a percentage cut. Amazon has an affiliate program, which means that if you were to produce a YouTube video, 2 YouTube videos a week, which is 100 a year, and on every single video talk about a product and refer it and say there's a link down below, click the link and you can buy it. Every time they buy something, Amazon gives you a slice of the profit. Now, if you work in marketing, web design, graphic design, chefing, if you're a baker, artist, content creator, video game designer, it doesn't matter. There are going to be affiliate products out there. I promise you that they will be out there. You just might have to search a little bit for them. I've seen them everything from music software to actual music, so affiliate sales for licensed songs and music, to webcam software, editing suites. There's also a fantastic kind of partnership opportunity that if you were to talk about a particular topic, and let's say it's leadership and marketing, and you were to talk about a review from another company that does another leadership product, you say, hey, if I send you leads and customers and they buy, how about a 20% kickback? A lot of those guys are going to go, yeah, that sounds great. And it means that you can continue to make videos and content, and every time someone buys from it, you are paid a small cut. I make a pretty healthy income with affiliate marketing. Videos that I published 6 months, a year, 18 months ago, they are still making me money because they rank really well. People search for them, they click on that link, they buy it, and it just gives me a cutback every single time. So that's affiliate marketing, something probably worthwhile for you to look at. It's free to set up. All it requires is your time. And then other than that, we've got white label products. White label products are kind of halfway between creating your own products and affiliate marketing. It's basically the case that you would be able to buy, I don't know why I'm picking up this. This is Surface Whiteboard Cleaner, so I use it to obviously clean the whiteboard. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to find a company to be able to package up your own version of this. Let's say that your passion is decorating home offices and you want to provide a line of products, but you obviously don't want to go down the route of creating products for yourself. There will be white label products for pretty much everything. Everything from email providers to social media tools to supplements, baking tools, t-shirts, all of this and everything in between. And if you've got an audience and you say, yeah, we can absolutely supply you with Surface Whiteboard Cleaner, it has your brand, your name all over it, but someone else delivers it. There's a bit around drop shipping as well, which is another kind of bullshit hype marketing course which gets put out there. If you are interested in a lot of this stuff, I will continue to let you know about the people that you should follow who have great advice. But these are just some of the areas where with your skills and expertise and knowledge, you can start making money. And in a second, appreciate this is a bit of a long video. I'm going to show you how to make money using these types of products. So we've got selling products and services. That's where they come to you and they actually work with you or a member of your staff. Oh, I haven't talked about advertising and sponsorship. So lastly, if you have a huge audience, if you've got anything over basically 100,000 followers, and it needs to be much higher than that now. A lot of people say that people make money on YouTube with advertising and sponsorship. The reality is they don't as much anymore, not nearly as much as they used to. But if you've got an access to 100,000 people or 1 million people, a lot of brands are going to want to get in front of that. So if your skill set is something that's particularly wide and a lot of people are going to want to follow, there's no reason why products and services aren't going to say, hey, would you mind, giving us a shout out or talking about our products and we'll give you some money. Personally, this takes the longest to build up for a variety of reasons. I also don't particularly like the model because it requires a massive amount of volume, and I think that there's other ways of making money which are a lot faster and easier. So next up, I'm going to very briefly talk about how you would physically sell these products.
By the way, if you want to check out the marketing software that I use and get access to like a ton of campaigns and a ton of automations that are really good examples and that you could rewrite and steal and use, including my funnels, If you head over to sellyourservice.co.uk/high level, or you use the link down in the description below, you can actually get a 30-day free trial to the exact software that I use. Like I said, loaded with all of my best performing campaigns and segmentations and automations and things. So you can just kind of copy and paste them using them for your customers and for your own business. But anyway, back to the video.
If you want to make sales, you have to spend money. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm really afraid that that's ultimately the truth. However, you don't necessarily have to spend cash. If you want to make sales, you've got to heavily invest one of these things. You've got to have one of these things. You've either got to have an audience. So if you're a big time celebrity watching this video, hello, you might have an audience of followers already. That's a really good way of making sales. You're going to have that in order to make sales. If you don't have a big audience, and I'm presuming you don't, if you're starting from scratch, you need to have money. If you don't have money, because I presume you're starting from scratch, you're going to have to put the time in. Now, if you said that you're only going to do 1 hour a day working on your business, that's actually a pretty good starting point. 1 hour a day would be 365 hours in the year. That's actually a pretty good starting block. There's nothing we can do about this. There are no shortcuts. This is a really important point now. All of the stuff about bullshit, fucking funnel tools and software and platforms and all of this kind of stuff is just a huge fucking waste of money for you at the moment. I would stay as far away from that stuff as possible. If anything comes up and says, hey, I've got this traffic explosion formula, I've got this method of just making money just through attracting traffic, it even does the traffic for you, I'm telling you, as someone who's been in this industry a long time, been running my own business for close to 10 years now, it's all bullshit. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. There's no elevators to the top, there's no escalators to the top. Everyone has to take the stairs. That's not to say that it's not going to happen, but it's not going to happen immediately. If you want it to happen immediately, you need audience or money. If you can't afford the money and you don't have an audience, you're going to have to take a longer route, and that's why it takes time. Even if you have audience and money, it still takes time. So what we're going to do is very quickly, I'm going to outline how people actually make money with this kind of stuff, making sure that we focus on services or systems that allow us to use time rather than audience and money. So the first thing is there's two types of platform. Now, a platform, quite literally, in the same sense that you would have a platform to speak on, is basically an area for you to put out your viewpoints and to talk to the world. And you're going to need two. You're going to need one, which is considered your own turf. And I'll talk about why this is so important. And another one, which is a social platform. Now, I'm not going to say which type of platform is the best. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of this. I don't have time to go into that. A social platform is one of them. For the sake of argument, I'm going to talk about YouTube because I believe that the opportunities inside YouTube outweigh the majority of the other platforms available. Your own turf is essentially a blog. That's it. For the time being, it's just a blog. And in this particular case, we're going to look at affiliate products, and we're also going to look at live training and potentially your services as well. The reason it's important to have a blog, of which I suggest heading to wordpress.com. There is a .org. WordPress means you can just do it all like in one place. WordPress.org is the same company, but they provide a thing called a content management system or a CMS that you can install in your own hosting. Again, presuming you've got literally no experience and you're completely starting from scratch, my advice would be start with WordPress.com. There are other things like Wix, however, the majority of my experience is with WordPress, so I would stick with WordPress.com. You don't need a full website, even though you absolutely can build. All of my sites are built on WordPress.com or WordPress.org. You're going to get a ton of advice from developers, designers, everyone who's basically got an ulterior motive. I'm not making any money from this video, which is why my advice would be to go to WordPress.com and just start there. And all you need is a blog, and you want to start creating content. So ultimately you're creating blog posts, and WordPress is perfect for that because you need to start putting your knowledge, your experience, your ideas, your education, all of that down and start creating blog content. We'll go into more detail on that in another one. The reason you need a social platform is because you basically need a way of driving traffic to the blog outside of search engines. Google is probably the only way that you're going to get traffic to your blog to start with. Don't worry about any of the domains, don't worry about any of that shit. Just focus on creating content, and the exact same goes for YouTube or Facebook as well. Content is king. Nothing happens without content. And the reason this is so important is people will try to sell you websites. They'll say, I can do it for $500, $1,000, whatever, or I can do it for $25, or I can do it for free, or you need to focus on your brand or your logo or your business name. Again, as someone who has run multiple businesses and been doing this for almost 10 years, that is all grade A bullshit. You don't need brand, you don't need fucking any of that. What you need is content. And the sooner you start, the sooner you will build an audience, and that will give you the money to make more sales. So on your blog and on your YouTube, they can be the same topics, by the way. A really simple high-level one is the best, and I've taken this from Miles Beckler, so cheers Miles, X for Y. So the best marketing strategy, lead generation template, cake mold, cake batter, chicken stock method, lighting equipment, whiteboard formula, pens for brand new chefs, brand new kitchens, small kitchens, parties for children, brand new starting out businesses, businesses going 10 years, whatever. Mix and match it for whatever it is, and you can create a video around it and a blog post. The reason I like this method is, first of all, if anything was to happen to YouTube, and it happens all the time, and all of a sudden YouTube was to disappear, you're still creating content on your own turf. Worst comes to worst with WordPress, if for some reason it disappears, you can download something called an XML file, and that's all of your content ready to go on a new website. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with YouTube either, but there are policy changes that happen. You want to create videos or content based around something, and all you're going to do is you put a link in your WordPress, in your YouTube video, and a link in your WordPress blogs to the sales pages for affiliate products, or to a page saying, hey, I can do live training, it's $100, just click here and buy. And we'll talk about like PayPal and all that kind of stuff later. So the actual action points I want you to come away with are: one, I want you to find something on WordPress.com and start writing. Don't even worry about the theme, the design, any of that. The good news is that no one's going to be reading your blog for a long time, but you need to start getting content on there and start creating stuff on YouTube as well. People say, how much should I be creating? And I really believe that what they're trying to ask me is, what's the minimum I can get away with? If you're not serious about running a business, that's absolutely fine, but there's nothing I can do. So all I'm going to tell you is you need to create at least one blog post and at least one video. You need to create at least one video and at least one blog post per week. You need to do at least one video a week and a blog post per week. People go, well, there's guys out there who do 12 videos a year and seem to, yeah, fine, but they've also got millions of subscribers. You don't have that. You've only got time. And if you're serious about transitioning your education and knowledge into an online business that makes money, you have to create content, and it starts from there. Hopefully these videos were useful. I'd massively appreciate in the comments down below if the business triangle was useful for you, as well as understanding different product ideas and a really quick overview of how to set up and start this business going. Head to WordPress.com. I don't have any affiliation with them. I don't have any products or anything that you can buy. So just go to WordPress.com. I don't make a penny from that. Start using them and start creating content. Be bad, be shit at it basically, and create bad content, because eventually it's going to get good. But the way that you're going to start making money is eventually you're going to have more and more people see your YouTube videos, and you're going to have more and more people click on your links, and then eventually you're going to have more and more people visit your blog, and more people click on those links as well. And what it means is eventually one video and one blog post will attract more traffic than your entire previous website did in 12 months time. And that's when you reach a tipping point. That's the point that I'm at, but that's what you need to start with. We'll talk about how to sell products later and some other beginner stuff. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on another video.